Good day everyone, my name is Jimboy Unay and I am the first presenter in Group 6. And our group are focused in examining global issues through a diverse lens. And we choose to focus in examining global issue, the government services through a diverse lens. When examining government services through a diverse lens, it is important to consider the varying ways these services are experienced by different communities. From a social perspective, government services like healthcare, education, and social welfare are not always equally accessible. Vulnerable groups such as low-income families, rural population, and marginalized communities often face systematic barriers to receiving these services, which can um, exacerbate social inequalities. From an economic lens, the effectiveness of government services is shaped by the resources available in different regions. Whether nations may offer more comprehensive and advanced services, while developing countries often struggle with limited funding, resulting in inadequate services. The cultural perspective also plays a significant role, as different cultural groups may have distinct needs or preference when it comes to government services. For example, the indigenous population may require tailored to their language and traditions. Politically, government services can be influenced by party ideologies and the priorities of elected officials, with different political systems placing varying emphasis on the welfare of citizens. Finally, examining the services through an intersectional lens reveals how race, gender, and other identities intersect with access to government services. Women, people of color, and LGBTQ plus individuals often face unique challenges that influence their access to healthcare, education, and other essential services, demonstrating that one-size-fits-all approach may not sufficient in addressing the needs of all citizens.
Good day everyone, my name is Shara Mendez and our topic is all about examine a global issue through a diverse lens. So, the one of the global issue is government service. So, what is a government service? So, ang government service ay ito yung public service na pinoprovide ng government to its citizen, residents, or businesses para ma-meet yung various needs and ma-improve yung overall quality of life. So, these services are funded primarily through taxes and aim to ensure societal welfare, safety, and economic stability. So, these are example of government service. Andito is healthcare, public hospitals, health clinic, vaccination programs, and health insurance subsidies. And next is education, public schools, colleges, libraries, and scholarships. Third is public safety, police, fire departments, emergency services, and disaster management. What is the importance of government issue? So, the importance of government issue in educational services is government involvement in education services is essential for ensuring accessibility, quality, and quality. So, here's is why it's important ang education services. So, first is ensures equal access to education. Because government play a vital role in providing free or subsidized education to ensure that children from all socio-economic backgrounds can attend school. This reduces inequality and promotes social mobility. funds public education. Government allocate budgets for public schools, teacher salaries, and resources, making education affordable and sustainable, especially in low-income areas. Next is regulates private education. By overseeing private institutions, government ensure that private education align with national education goals and doesn't widen socioeconomic disparities. Widen. In summary, the government role in education is crucial for creating a well-educated, equitable, and thriving society. Examining government services through diverse lens involves understanding how different groups experience public services based on their unique circumstances, identities, and challenges. Issues with government-provided education services often stem from challenges in funding, infrastructure policy, implementation, and equity. So, itong mga common problems when it comes in education services. First is overcrowded classroom. So high students to teacher ratios due to insufficient schools and teachers. So, sa kadahilanang ito, some teachers ay nagkakaroon ng struggle na makapag-provide ng individual attentions sa mga students dahil dito naapektuhan ang kanilang learning outcomes. So, next is digital divide. So, dito is unequal access to digital learning tools and the internet. Ang naging impact nito is students in underserved areas lag behind in accessing online resources, lalo na noong COVID-19. Next is corruption and mismanagement. Ayan, kadalasan nangyayari ito sa mga private and sa public na din, sa public schools na rin. Ang naging problem dito is misallocation of funds, bureaucratic inefficiencies, or corruption. And the impact is limited improvement in educational quality despite investment at marami pang iba. By addressing these issues, government education services can better meet the needs of students and foster equitable opportunities for all.
I, Angel Quaresma, to examine a global issue through a diverse lens. Let's take educational services or government services as an example. In educational services, the word feedback and responsiveness are especially important for teachers because they directly impact the quality of education and well-being of educators. In the school that I observed, their services effectively engage students by providing individualized feedbacks and responsiveness support that fostering a positive learning environment. This global issue of government services or educational services help students feel motivated and confident in their academic pursuit.
I am Mary Claire Collado, and government services are important in having a quality education because they provide resources like schools, teachers, and materials. They ensure that all children have the chance to learn and grow no matter where they came from or their situations. First, in access to resources. For students, government services directly impact the resources available to them in the classroom. This includes funding for school supplies, textbooks, technology, and extracurricular activities. In my classroom observations, I've seen that when students have access to up-to-date resources in the supportive learning environment, they are more engaged and successful in their learning. Next, inequality of education. From a broader societal perspective, government services play a key role in ensuring equality and inclusion in education. Many countries have implemented programs aimed at helping marginalized groups such as students with disabilities, children from low-income families, or students from minority ethnic groups or ethnic backgrounds access quality education. Inequality in education remains a global issue, and government policies must actively work to reduce disparities. In the classroom, I observed that when schools receive additional support for students with learning disabilities or those who speak a different language, these students can thrive. However, without such government services, these students often struggle to keep up with their peers. By prioritizing inclusions and equality through government-funded services, society can ensure that all students have the opportunity to succeed regardless of their background.
Good day, everyone. My name is Grace G. Bugagon. Examining a global issue through a diverse lens can be an enriching experience. When you observe a class that incorporates different perspectives, whether based on culture, geography, or socioeconomic factors, you can gain insights into how students interpret and engage with global topics. A diverse approach not only broadens understanding but also encourages critical thinking by highlighting different viewpoints and possible solutions. And examining government services through a diverse lens is essential for creating a more inclusive and effective system. Global issues such as inequality, access to resources, and human rights often disproportionately affect marginalized groups, and this perspective can reveal gaps in policies or service delivery. When governments consider diversity, whether through race, gender, socioeconomic status, disability, or cultural background, they are better equipped to address the specific needs at different populations. For example, healthcare systems, when designed with diversity in mind, may recognize the unique medical and social challenges faced by communities of color, refuge, or low-income families. In education, considering linguistic diversity or varying levels of access to technology can help bridge gaps that prevent certain groups from succeeding. Moreover, when governments apply a diverse lens, they often discover that policies and services that benefit marginalized groups can, in turn, improve outcomes for society as a whole. Universal design in urban planning, inclusive language and legislation, or ensuring access to mental health services for all citizens are just a few examples of how diversity considerations can have for reaching positive effects. Ultimately, considering a range of perspectives isn't just about being equitable, it's also about being smarter in how we approach global challenges. The more inclusive our policies are the more sustainable and effective so our solutions will be.
Good day, everyone. My name is Dennis Igagilonia. Government services play a crucial role in addressing global issues through a diverse lens by incorporating diverse perspectives and voices into decision-making process. Government can better understand complex challenges and implement more effective solutions. In addressing issues related to public health, such as pandemics or infectious disease, government services can benefit from considering diverse cultural norms, beliefs, and practices that may influence healthcare access and outcomes. By working with diverse healthcare providers, community organizations, and experts from various backgrounds, governments can develop more effective public health campaigns and policies that are tailored to the unique needs of different populations. In addition, government can play a crucial role in promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion within their own organizations and in society at large. By implementing policies that support diversity in hiring practices, trainings, programs, and decision-making process, government can create more inclusive and representative institutions that better serve all members of the community. Overall, by approaching global issues through a diverse lens, government services can foster innovation, inclusivity, and resilience in their efforts to address complex challenges and create a more sustainable and equitable world for all.
Good day everyone, I'm Elizabeth Cook. Examine a global issue through diverse lens. Indigenous people face many global issues related to government service, including access to services. Indigenous people often lack access to essential services like healthcare, sanitation, and clean water. They may also be included from decision-making processes that affect them. Human rights. Indigenous people face many human rights challenges, including threats to their culture and the protection of their rights. Consultation. Governments and private sector businesses often fail to consult with indigenous people when developing plans that affect them. Education. Indigenous people may need access to education to improve their living standards.
Good day everyone, I am Joa Stephanie Pisacapla, Group 6, about examine a global issue through a diverse lens. The delivery of government services, particularly healthcare, is a complex issue, shaped by a wide array of factors, including economic resources, cultural attitudes, social justice, concern, technological advancement, environmental challenges, and political ideologies. A diverse lens helps us understand the improving the accessibility and quality of government services requires addressing these interrelated factors and crafting solutions that are context specific, equitable, and sustainable globally. Governments must navigate this challenge while ensuring that our citizens, regardless of their background or location, have access to essential services that promote their well-being.
Good day, everyone. I'm Rabenji Perez. Examining global issues through a diverse lens reveals that government service must be tailored to address the unique needs of different populations, particularly marginalized groups. For instance, climate change disproportionately impacts vulnerable communities such as indigenous people and low-income population who often lack the resources to adapt. Government responses must not only be based on scientific data but shall also incorporate traditional ecological knowledge and ensure that policies prioritize those most at risk. Similarly, in addressing economic inequality, government must recognize underscore the need for inclusive policies that consider cultural difference and economic barriers. By adopting a diverse approach to these global issues, government must recognize the specific challenge faced by racial minorities, women, and people with disabilities, ensuring that social services are accessible and equitable. Public health responses as seen during the COVID-19 pandemic also highlights disparities in healthcare access among migrant population and rural communities, underscoring the need of can create more effective, equitable solutions that serve all citizens, especially those who are often overlooked.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aname M. Gawat from Group 6, and our topic is all about examining government services through a diverse lens. So, examining government services through a diverse lens reveals the significant disparities that exist in how different communities access and benefit from these services. A diverse lens takes into account factors such as race, gender, socioeconomic status, disability, and geography, which can shape how individuals experience public services. So, government services also are services intended to serve all members of a community. It is usually provided by the government to people living within jurisdiction. So government services has many examples such as healthcare. Government provided healthcare, for example, healthcare. They provide free checkups, free medicines like that. And another example of government services is education. Government contribute to the financial support of educational program. Likewise, government has to formulate measures to broaden access to education through financial assistance and other incentives to schools, teachers, and students.